Yeah, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. All right, the song of the day that is stuck in my head that I can't get rid of now. I gotta quit doing this. Every day I'll be listening to music, then I hum it the rest of the day. Anybody remember Kenny Rogers, Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town? It is forevermore hung in my head this morning. I just keep hearing, I can hear the slamming of the door. Okay, just so I've got it, I wanted to share that with you. How are you today? We're sitting now at 56 degrees as you wake up. No rain forecasted for today. It is overcast and will be cloudy most of the day. And we should get about 10 degrees more. Somewhere around 67 is going to be our high today as we hit to that. Now, things are going to change once nightfall comes in. We will start getting rain, and then we will increase that to I believe, 80% chance tomorrow with possibly an inch of rain. Maybe, maybe we can get rid of this drought that we've had and burn bans. We're certainly hoping so. Good morning to everyone as we're waking up and starting this day for you. Hope you're feeling good. We've got a lot that's gone on over the weekend. A lot of headlines across America as well to discuss today. Things that will affect you. We'll get into all of that. It's on the way this morning as we begin your day. Let's put a smile on and get this done. How about that? We'll be right back as we'll get into some of your headlines. First, let's go to Collinsville now to the First Baptist Church and get things that are important.
You and I carry around with us every day a set of keys. Each one's designed to unlock something. For instance, this key right here, it unlocks the ignition switch on my Silverado so I can start my engine. And this key here, well, it unlocks the door to my house so that I might enter in. Did you know that there's a key to unlocking the Bible? Well, the key's name is Jesus. If you want to unlock your understanding of the whole Bible, Jesus is the key. The Holy Spirit, through Apostle Paul in Romans 15 said, "For I tell you that Christ became a servant to the circumcised to show God's truthfulness, in order to confirm the promises given to the patriarchs, and in order that the Gentiles might glorify God for His mercy." You see, the Old Testament is full of promises made by God, and the New Testament is filled with God fulfilling those promises in Jesus Christ. The promises made to Adam and Noah, Abraham and Moses and David, they're all fulfilled in Christ Jesus. And the promises that God would be praised among the Gentiles and the Gentiles would hope in the Messiah, they're all filled in Jesus as well. So beloved, yes, the Old Testament itself and how it relates to the New Testament can be hard to understand, but God's given you the key, Jesus. So may He unlock your understanding so that God may fill you with hope and joy and peace in believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit, you may abound in hope. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mounty Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. Always a good message from Collinsville. We do appreciate them. Well, as we start this morning, how do you feel, number one? We'll talk about Texas A&M. Boy, they had a little issue there, didn't they? Corey, good morning to you. Becky is up as well. We see that Senator Tim Scott is the next to, drop out of the presidential race. He can't go forward. They'll tell you lots of things, but at the end of the day, the money is run dry. That's 2 down. There will be more to come. As we talk about this, I still don't see how this one even floats or has even gotten this far. But Chris Christie to travel to Israel. He's going to inspect things himself. He's not going to be elected. He's just trying to keep himself irrelevant in the American public. I don't know what it is about Chris Christie. It's never done anything to me, but I look at him and go, nah, I don't know about you. You ever get that about somebody? Yeah. It gives you that feeling of, something's just not right. I have all those little, the hair on your neck? I think that's probably the indicator in life on anything. If the hair in the back of your neck stands up, pay attention. Something is not right. And I get that with that man.
His
persona is Odie's using big words. Before 7 o'clock. This is worrying me. But he will go eventually. He will be one of those that bows out of that. Nikki Haley and Ron will be one of the ones left there as they try to fight it out to see who's more popular to keep themselves and write a book and, maybe show up in next election 4 years later. Hey, do you remember the story that we talked about a few weeks ago of the pilot that had just taken a jump seat ride and was in the cabin, a free ride? They let him do that. He's claiming now the reason he tried to crash the airplane was that he'd eaten some mushrooms. And he thought he was dead, and he was asking if he was in hell. Well, you're fixing to be. Yeah, they're gonna make your life miserable. That's attempted murder of how many ever was on there, whether you had mushrooms or not. That makes you, let me think the word. It's high as a Georgia pine, isn't it? Yeah. Drug-induced, and you tried to hurt someone.
You had to go to the cow pasture to get them.
Cow pasture, yeah, he was using those that grow in the past. I mean, come on, people. We do see that awful situation over the weekend in Austin, Texas. Have you heard about this? A lady calls 911 and yells, "Help, I'm being stabbed." Police respond to the scene, and they find someone there. One of the people in the house, it was three, one escaped. Police would find two people dead. They would try to stop the situation. The attacker had a knife. He then began shooting at police. One officer would be killed. Others would be hurt. He was taken out by SWAT. One person did make it out of there. That's the person they found that needed medical attention a few blocks away. I can't tell you what causes these things or why. I'm sure that there's more of a backstory, that he may have known the people in some shape, form, or way. It's odd for someone to just break into somebody's house and start that. Not saying that it can't be done, but there's probably more to it, a domestic tie-in here somewhere. But at the end of the day, one police officer killed, two people killed, and several others hurt. Sad. It's sad. It says that, and I think there's a lot to this. How many of you work overtime? And maybe you have to because, well, there's no one to fill your slot, especially if you own a small business. If you're the actual owner, you're really putting in some hours. They're saying that these 36-hour and 80-hour shifts are being burned out. People, their brains, they're tired. They're not thinking as well as they should because they're too overworked. 80-hour shifts will do that to you, without a doubt. Matter of fact, I talked to someone last night. Now, as we get into this next subject, Donald Trump had a stance on this a few years ago, and he still stands by what he said. Shoplifting. He says that Donald made the comment that it's a crime and that he felt that police should be able to return fire on these people when they do bad things. It is becoming an epidemic, is the word being told now. But let's just tell what the real problem of this is. Let's back up before we get into all of the statistics here. It goes back to defund the police. That sent a message to people who broke the law or break the law that they could do what they wanted. Then they went a step further and changed the law to where, well, anything $1,000 or less is not a crime, really. Didn't get but a little small fine. Then they didn't even make them go to jail. It was like you get out as soon as that. This sends a message to the criminals that you can do what you want. Over and over in our large cities, as I look at this, retailers are struggling to stay in business now. They can't afford to have a retail shop because everything's getting stolen. You take 10 people that come in, there's still $1,000 worth of merchandise. None of them are going to jail. It's individually. Did I say that right? Individually? Sounds weird. Doesn't sound right. But a person cannot lose thousands upon thousands of dollars and stay in business. It doesn't matter who it is. You can only take so much loss. And the word being used now by the media, as I glance across this every day, is epidemic. Oh, it's way worse than that. We know that. Until we get our cities taken back over with people that have common sense and not an agenda, this is not going to change. Could this, truthfully, could this be the end of America the way we see it? It sure could be. We're being overrun by criminals and by people that lean to the left. And I say lean to the left because apparently they don't think the way I do of right and wrong. And until they're put behind bars and given punishment, nothing is going to change. We've got to have police officers. They've got to be backed. Where does this end? Or will it be that the last store is closed and the only place you can buy stuff is online? Then it'll turn into, what was that show, Fast and Furious?
Oh, yeah.
To where they hijack the load. Not to give a Randy Travis line this morning, but that's probably already happening and not being reported a lot of 18-wheelers being hijacked and robbed. I would almost be willing to bet because that's where the merchandise is. Why steal from a store when you can take the whole load? Not giving criminals any ideas. 76ers, I don't watch a lot of NBA basketball, but we do see that someone has been hurt. Kelly Ober, he's sidelined. He's got a broken rib. He won't be playing basketball for quite a while. Ribs hurt. You can't dribble the ball down the court with a broken rib, as we all know. I can lean up and get something, and it hurts. As I mentioned, Texas A&M. Now, you want to talk about a departing gift. They're firing their head coach, Jimbo Fisher. He is out. But he will still get to keep $75 million as a departing gift. Who's the loser here? And this is where I don't know the answer to this. Is that money given from school budget, or is that given by the Boosters Club? Who pays for this? My gut tells me it's the school, and this is what makes tuitions so high for kids to go to college. There's a problem there. How can a coach, and again, they're good. I love them to death. We all like Nick Saban. We'd like to like the coach of Mississippi State. They just can't win. Let's be honest. I'm wearing my state colors this morning. But those are the facts of what goes on. Tuitions go up and makes it to where people can't pay back their student loans and just spends all of this into a spiral. $76 million? 75?
75
to a coach? I mean, come on.
Just to say goodbye and go home.
And to leave. Nick has some type of clause in his to where he makes $1 more than anybody ever, doesn't he? So,
His contract goes to another 6 years.
Another 6 years for him? But that's just a lot of money when you got educators barely scrapping by, making $40,000 a year, maybe $50 at best, and then you got not to say that they're not good, but $75 million, and then you wonder why your kids can't pay for college? I talked to someone just the other day that said that they were struggling. He was probably in his 60s, and he goes, well, he says, I'm having to cut back. He said, I'm making a $500 note for one of my children on their school loans. They didn't take the payout from Biden. They're paying back what they did. But it takes a little bit of everybody to make these payments. Am I the only one that sees this? I'm sure y'all do as well. Oh, well, I'm off my soapbox on that. Let's go to our next story this morning. This should send a message as I read this headline to anybody that's in Washington, anybody that supports people that hurt others. All right, we know of the situation that's in Israel. What happened? They were attacked by Hamas. We had an American couple that were killed. They have a 3-year-old child that is being held captive by these, an American, 3 years old. What is America going to do? Tends to bother me. Maybe it does you as well. But yet we have people in the streets of America trying to bring downfall to Israel. Flea market shooting yesterday in Texas. Are y'all aware of this? At a flea market, what could you get into at a flea market? Well, one child is dead and 4 others are hurt. Was the price too high? I scratch my head on a lot of these stories that come to find out. Let's see what else we've got here going on this morning. This Memphis, Tennessee, I'm sure by now you've seen this in Memphis, what's going on. This is one of the latest way that, as we were talking about retailers, and I probably should have moved this down in the line of stories that was going on. But looters, 40 of them, went inside a store, robbed it. 40 of them. There's no way that one police officer or anybody that's in the store can stop that. 40 of them. They took what they wanted. We'll be right back with more of your headlines, and we'll get into your weather forecast next. Don't rush off. We'll enlighten you. Rain is on the way as we get this day started.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Have you seen the selection of cars and trucks at Massey's Supermart Auto Sales lately? How about a Grand Cherokee Jeep 4x4 Limited? They've got that in white and also gray. They have a like new 2021 Wrangler Unlimited 4x4. Or maybe your family needs room. Have you checked out the Ford Expedition lately? 1023 Highway 39 Bypass, Massey Supermart Auto Sales.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Let's go to radar this morning as we'll show that Natchez area, we do have some showers this morning. Now, the rain for the most part is going to hold off until tonight. It's going to be about 67 today and cloudy throughout it, but we do see that Hattiesburg starting getting some light showers from Beaumont, Texas, Galveston, this area, that rain moving in towards us. We'll watch it closely, and this is what will affect us tomorrow. 80% chance, possibly an inch worth of rain tomorrow. We're looking forward to that. Let's get deeper into the forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs and record lows, it was 1964 that we had a record high of 85. A cool day it was, and this is hard to shake that this was 4 years ago. Back in 19, it was 22 on this date. Brr. As we move forward, look at what's happening today. 67 to 69 is going to be the high as we go toward Columbus Air Force Base. 71, not bad at all. As we go west over to Jackson, we'll see that 69. And as you get down here, as we showed on radar, we will have showers in the southern portion of Mississippi. As we move east into Bama, Tuscaloosa, we're looking at 71. 69 in Birmingham for a high today. Clanton, Alabama, looks to be somewhere around 69. Montgomery hovering at 70. This is the warmer weather that we've got for the next 10 days as we look at the forecast. That California stuff not going to affect us at all. Now let's move forward onto this 7-day forecast. Here's what we have. 67 today, a 10% chance of rain. Don't forget, at any time it could give you a little drop or two, but for the most part, waiting till tonight to bring in that 30% chance of rain. Now, this is back and forth. The National Weather Service just updated a minute ago, and they're giving it an 80% chance. Our radar system gives it a 60% chance. Either one can change a little bit as we get near this. 48 for our low tomorrow night. We'll get back to a high of 58 on Wednesday, but holding steady at these 60s as we head toward Thanksgiving. Look at this. Y'all ready for Turkey Day? Rain chances through Friday, but look at this over the weekend. If you've got an event planned, it will be sunshine and, well, right around 70 for the most part. Rain moves back into the forecast on the 20th, and we've got rain chances, small chances at least, all the way through the 27th through Thanksgiving. Partly cloudy, our biggest chance of showers there again on the 20th. But highs in the 60s and lows at night during the 40s. Not bad, but still not wintertime. It'll probably be one of those January days before it really gets cold. As we look at our fishing forecast for today, what is the major time? Let's call it 11:45 is the time to be there. You can fish to about 1:45 this afternoon. Wind's going to be east-northeast around 5 to 10. It'll be after dark before you get another major time again. So there you go. Nothing bad. As we switch to find out what deer hunting is going on today, here we are. Looks like 11 o'clock is the time to be in the woods, so be there by 10:30. It'll last until 1 o'clock. Now, don't forget, gun season opens officially next weekend in the state of Mississippi. Ought to be good there. Again, wind is east-northeast around 5 to 10 today. A second minor time that you'll have will be around 4:30. And again, it's minor, but time in the woods is always good, isn't it? That's your fishing and hunting forecast for today. About 40 minutes difference there between fishing and hunting. So good luck either way that you go. Coming up this morning, we got a lot to talk about what has gone on over the weekend. We've got a few people shot, or at least one. Let me back up on that. Robberies, a lot of things that went on. We're going to give you the details of what's going on. Won't you join us? It begins at 7. We got some special guests. We got a studio full as well. It'll all happen here at the Scotty Ray Report. As Odie gets ready, he's wearing blue. We'll call him. What was that painting? Blue Monday. What was that blue? What was that painting? That official baby boy blue. Is that what's his name?
I forgot who.
What's his name? He had a special name. Something blue. Blue. It'll come to me in a second. Maybe you remember.
Like Blue Christmas.
Blue Christmas. I could see the picture of the dude. Little boy blue. What was that? Anyway, we'll get into that coming up at 7 o'clock on the Barrelhead. I hope you'll join us there. Blue Boy. There it is. Everybody's telling. Blue Boy. He had on MC Hammer britches in that picture, if I remember right. Isn't that what he had? The big 7 o'clock is where it all goes down. Join us, won't you? Right now, it's 56 in the Meridian area. We'll be right back with more information you can shake a stick at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.